If I could have your attention, I would like to make a toast to Kellie and Austin. Okay, here we go. Kellie, you have been one of my best friends for a really long time. And this has been a friendship that has evolved through me moving to Arizona and Florida and you staying in Oregon, and nothing has changed. You are so inspiring to me and you've been such a good friend to me. We were a part of a friend group, for you guys who don't know, called the Swaggy Six, and this was our high school friend group. Kellie and I would always go on runs together and have sleepovers together, and we served in middle school ministry together. So we've really been watching each other grow up since we were about freshmen in high school. And by the way, she hated me when she first met me, so ask her about that later. I just would love to just talk about how proud I am of you, Kellie. You have been so driven, creative, and just strong and wise and a very inspiring woman of God to me. You are so driven in your photography. I remember Kellie would actually go on Pinterest and she would look up all these different ways of how to capture a photo and the best way to take a picture and the best way to capture a tree and whatnot. And she just would look up all these different techniques. And I'd ask her, are you learning from someone? Do you have a mentor? Like, did you look at videos or something? And she's like, no, I just went on Pinterest. And from then on, I think it was freshman year, she would carry her camera everywhere she went, school to our youth group, and she'd practice on me, practice on different friends of ours. It's a really fun time to look back on those photos. But you just come so far, and all of that is just a beautiful representation of your drive and how much you care about the things that you pursue. You are also creative, and you capture angles and lighting and plants and nature especially, and for me that's a big deal, like no one else. And you're also really inspiring. I'm very inspired by just your confidence in the person that God has made you to be, and the woman that God has made you to be, and beyond just different struggles and different temptations to change the way you look and to say yes to the ways of the world. You have just been so confident in who you are, and you have been seeking out what God thinks of you and what God says of you, as opposed to what the world says that a woman should look like. And I think it's amazing, and you are one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen in my entire life. I just kind of want to talk about now how Kellie and Austin are going to make a great pair together. Kellie, you're going to be a great wife. You are so funny. You also laugh at all of Austin's jokes, which, Austin, I don't think that you're going to find another girl who's going to do that, so keep her. But you guys both kind of outdork each other, and I've noticed this since the beginning of your relationship, and I don't mean to be mean about it, but Austin, you have your games, you have your movie nights, you are a little bit of a nerd in the best, coolest way, and it's great, and I love it, and I think it really brings people together. And then Kellie, she's so quirky in the funny, silly ways that she talks and communicates, and just the different pieces that you put into friendships are just, it's very unique, and I think you're just someone that I can never get tired of. I would want you around all the time, and I think that's a really awesome quality. She's also so patient and kind and just loving, and she's such a good listener, so she's going to be a really great wife to you, Austin. And Austin, you are so good at loving people. You're so good at bringing people together, no matter who they are, whether they are new or an old friend to you, it doesn't matter. You're so inviting, you're so open, you're always willing to do things, and I think that's amazing. Your guys' passion for Jesus is incredible. I am so blessed to have seen you guys both work in High Life, and to see you guys kind of care about your students and care about younger generations, and I think you're going to be great mentors to them, and I think you're going to come together and you're going to do that better together, and it's going to be amazing and such a gift to other people, especially when you incorporate the vibrancy and the joy and the inclusion aspect of your personalities. It's going to be absolutely incredible, and I'm so excited to see what God does. So I just kind of want to just thank God for you guys right now. I wanna pray. So if you guys would all bow your heads with me. God, I just thank you so much for Kellie and Austin, and I thank you for the work that you've been doing in their lives and for bringing them together in such a beautiful way. And I just pray over them. I pray that they would be, they continue to be such a blessing to people around them, and that they would continue to strive for you and just want to glorify you in all that they do and all that they do together. God, I pray that they love people better together than they do apart, and I pray that you'd use each of their unique talents and skills to come together and to just benefit your kingdom, and to allow them to just persevere and grow deeper in intimacy with you and each other. I pray that you would just have your hand over their relationship, and that no matter what comes, that you would just be their provision, and that you would allow them to know that your love is worthwhile and it's worth more than anything in this world. And thank you that you are our first love, and thank you that we all recognize that, and out of that we can love each other. So thank you for Kellie and Austin. Amen. So I also just wanted to conclude by remembering a really silly moment in our friendship and just immaturity. We used to think that Kellie also used to think this. She thought she would meet someone in Alaska. She thought he'd be a photographer like her, would be extremely athletic, and be all these different things, but that's not her dream guy, and we didn't know who her dream guy was, and we loved to guess that for each other. We loved to just make it up for each other, and none of us could ever make up a guy like you, Austin. You are so wonderful for Kellie, and her dream guy didn't end up being one of those things, but he ended up being someone from Washington, and a man that loves people more than himself, and a man that loves games and is passionate about film and Disney, and that is the man that she is married to today. And I think you're better than anything we could have ever dreamt up for Kellie, or Kellie could have dreamt up herself. So I'm very excited to see what God does and how he uses you guys, and how he continues to work in your life. So yeah, I love you, and I plan to keep you guys very close to my heart forever. So on that note, a toast to Kellie and Austin. Yay!